YouTube! I am Pinstar, and this is Terraformers The Red Path, Episode 4. So, in our last episode, we had a very, very productive run with Aisha, aka Miss Recycling. We're trying out a new leader, Svetlana Rossi. First time that we have ever picked her on any of our runs. But her metrics look like they will work out for us. The overwork interests me because we can overwork each of our two cities here. And yes, I know that's going to cost us a little support, and we're already hemorrhaging support. But getting double production is going to be rather big. So, in terms of our benefits and placing things down. So that's kind of what I'm interested in right now. Not to mention being able to get some extra cards to flesh out our new city, so we don't have to spend the card draws on picking housing stuff because we can just get it automatically. But first things first, the first order of business is getting this down, and getting this down right here, this one spot that we haven't explored the entire game, even though it's right next to our starting city. So we are going to need to do an exploration because I'm not wasting a satellite explorer on this little plot. It's only one energy. The problem is that if we do our build as well, well, hang on. Let's do our explore first. See if we can afford this. Yeah, see, here's the problem. We need to slap down a city to get an expand to actually cover this. But the thing that we want to slap down costs us 3 power. So we're not actually going to be able to build it this turn. Next turn, yes. This turn, no. But there's no real getting around that, unfortunately. But we definitely, I mean, yes, I could just slap down the vanilla habitation module, but that would waste the bonus spread that we'd get from the robot ingenuity center. We absolutely want the combined living center here. That also helps slow the hemorrhaging of our stuff, and also give us a boost of Mars enthusiasm. They gave us a one-time influx on that. That also increased our water production. Now that we have the requisite 4 population in this city, our sewage treatment plant is doing its thing. Now this last spot is reserved for the train station. Not to mention, yeah, we got that, see that +1 Metropolis bonus? That's her passive. 1 support for every turn for every 13th, 14th, and 15th new building you construct in each city. And so we just happen to be near the end of the building of this city, so we're going to get +2 off of Goblinz suburbs, and then, well, we'll get more later, but the +2 is nice. I mean, it's not that powerful, but it's still nice. I'm not going to actually execute the spreads just yet, because the other reason I'm waiting is we need a train station. That's our final build in Goblinz suburbs. And so yeah, without it, that's going to cause some unhappiness and give us no benefit, so we might as well just hold on to the spreads. Now, let's look at our trades here. So the project that I'm looking at right now is the orbital solar panels. We are in dire need of more power, which is why I didn't stomp on either of the power generators in Cameron-Salzburg. But because our new planned city up here is a lava tube with lots of rocks, and we don't have Jorge, I know I called him George. I apologize. I think he's supposed to be called Jorge. Since we don't have his rock clearing ability, we're going to need a lot of power to clear the way for this city. Now we have a lot of buildings that are lined up here. We've got a cultured meat lab. We've got the GMO lab. And so I'm think we're going to do another food triangle here, plus a 4-fer with population, maybe even a 5-fer, if we do a pop over here. But in order to do that, we need the food to build the city, but we also need the power to clear all the rocks. So this project is paramount for us. So to that end, what I think I want to do is I'm gonna send one of our tritium here. We do need 13 tritium for our spaceport, so we can't go too nuts sending that stuff away. But everything else is going to be in pursuit of that. I think what I'll do is do 2 exports, maybe 3 exports of silicates to get that cooking. And then, what do we want the rest of our stuff for? We could actually import power, because that would get us closer to a train station sooner. And then we pitch a science for that. I think that's the correct. And of course, we're going to be getting oodles, canoodles, more trade routes this next turn as soon as we play our spaceport. Now, as far as our new projects go, I saw a couple of beautiful ones. Now, again, spoiled for choice, more research centers, more good, but there's a few other things that I really, really want. One is this hydroponic farm. Since we already know we're doing a farm complex, this does a base of 2 and it costs 24 water. But we have heaps of water. We have plenty of water. So this is actually a non-issue. So we definitely want that. The other thing that we probably want here is a domed park, because that'll be the perfect centerpiece for our thing here. Because we don't need more oceans. I'm keeping it to just one ocean. Eco homes would be nice, but we already have more housing stuff coming from her, so we don't need to spend the card draw on it. Domed park. All right, I think that's everything, so let's pass the turn. Oh, Martian Workers Association, why you do this to me? We don't need the particle collider. The photovoltaic field is another big one. Ooh, we know how powerful the Martian Workers Association. I'm gonna put this on the sideline for the moment, just for the moment. Rover Exploration Center, also really juicy. We need more explorations. But hang on, just give me a second here. Let's do the thing that we want to do the most. And that is throw that down. There we go. So good. So good. That gives us 2 bonus trade routes plus an extra comfort of living to Cameron Salzburg. Now, Cameron Salzburg, what do you produce, my friend, as a city? So you don't produce any food. You do produce power. You do produce science, obviously. You do produce the water. You do produce the nitrates. You do not produce silicates, but you do produce and you do produce so that's actually a pretty good thing. We're gonna have to stomp on probably one of our generators here, which is unfortunate, but getting that much support is huge. That would single-handedly bring us back to the positive. So I think, that's an event card. That would be huge. But then again, we have to stomp on something. And the photovoltaic field is also really freaking good. Not to mention the food and the water. It is hard to turn this down. But I think our terraforming efforts are more than enough. So I'm actually going to go with the photovoltaic field. Now, unfortunately, we do have a lot of things that are now competing for our silicates. We may sit on this for a while, or we may throw it down right away. I mean, that is going to delay that's going to delay our project here, but we can just drip feed it. We don't need to rush it. So that might be the smart idea. The only other thing is it's also going to delay the train station, which takes 14 silicates. And I kind of want the train station to stave off the unhappiness. Because, yeah, we can reach out and grab this site for the photovoltaics. Although, no, we can't. Not with Kimberlin. Yeah, not with Kimberlin, because that's, it has to be contiguous to there. Is there a, right here actually, the sandstones. So we could stomp on the sandstones, although I kind of don't want to stomp on the sandstones. I kind of want to use the sandstones for the sandstones. We do need a few more explorers, and did we, oh yeah, this rover exploration center we actually really need. We need additional explorers that don't use power, so this is huge for us. We could do a tuber farm. Again, that would be something we sit on. We don't need the ocean, the import oceans. We don't need that. We don't need a delivery drones. We don't need another bacteria spreader. I mean, we could take a bacteria spreader and just play it temporarily, just to really go nuts with them. And I mean, it's not like there's nothing else besides the GMO lab, but we're a ways away from the GMO lab. I could see a bacteria spreader working. So yeah, even though we don't need it, it's a nice to have. And you know what? We can use one of Kimberlin's spreads to just pop this one on here. I'm okay with a -1. We hit it with a bacteria spreader here. And even though this zone here, I want the extra prestige from the heat, so we're going to actually do the spread to Amazonas for the heat. And that gives us a +3 heat, 3-turn timer to hitting our next terraforming heat level. And that's going to help our support immensely across the board. Now, do we want the power here? We can always put it here and then move it, because that doesn't like permanently demolish the sandstones. So that is a viable thing to do. And gives us the power right now, because that's what we need right now. 2 power per turn. Beautiful. All right. So now let's plan on getting this thing out. So we need 2 imports, because we have 1 excess here. Although we are going to be wanting the rover exploration center, but we're kind of pot committed to building and finishing this thing before we get the exploration center. Maybe if we get a satellite explorer, we go searching for a burst of tritium. We do definitely want to use our freebie export here. Yeah, and get as many of those silicates flowing into that as possible. It'll take us a few turns to get our train station, but I don't think we're hemorrhaging happiness too badly at the moment. So I'm okay with delaying it. I'm also okay with delaying the spread by a turn or 2. We gotta import something else. Actually, I kind of want to import the tritium. Even though we're sending it off planet here, just getting it in on board. We have so many things we can afford in our new city, besides our new city, but we're going to need the power built up to really flesh that out properly. Not to mention we're going to need to drop some satellite explorers to actually build the city. Speaking of, we can do our power here. Now, do we want to drop an explore? We could do an exploration, but I do want to get in our. So, all right. Here's the question: If we do an overwork, does that let us do anything new now that we can't do before? I don't think so. I mean, he does give us a burst of power. we could build this if we really wanted to, which might not be a bad thing. But the alternative is the exploration. I think the exploration's more important, the rover exploration hub, because getting that down would give us more explorers sooner. So is there a large tritium deposit that we can explore? No. So we're going to just do... We're going to do a 2 for explore. I think we do this one. And then we can also pick up this one if we really, really need it. More flat plains. Ooh, and a burst of food. How fortuitous. Yeah, just a stock standard flat plains. Too close to suburbs here to be really worth it. And we are unfortunately 1 short of that. But we can... Sorry, so we're sending 2 of these off planet. So that's 4, 3, 2. We're gaining 1... naturally. We're gaining 1 naturally here. So in that case, you know what? We need to gain 2 so that we end up with 5 so that we can drop this next turn. I think that is the correct answer. And then that way we can do the overwork. Or actually, the overwork's going to produce an extra tritium just naturally. So we don't necessarily need that, but you know, we'll keep it as is for now. The extra tritium will be helpful. Yes, titanium bacteria. This is going to be important for our red path. Yes, I know they're offering me the tundra forest. That's all well and good, but this is more important, actually. Yeah, artificial oh, there's no space for it. That's going to be a little dicey. Because I really, really want it. I might need to scrap the Oceans project, honestly, even though we've wasted 3 things on it, which is unfortunate. But because this is going to be really good. We'll think about it. And we got the Martian Workers Association naturally anyway, so that works. Okay, we can build our rover exploration center. Now the question is, where do we want the rover exploration center? I kind of want it right here. And yes, that's going to cause us some more unhappiness. But that'll be solved. And there's lots of places for the rover to explore. The alternative is to bring it up here, but that would stomp on the sandstones, and this is, yeah. So we get the Rover Exploration Center here. That gives us a Rover Explorer. Rover Explore... Yeah, we'll just keep fleshing this out as quickly as possible. Ooh, power, nice. And yes, I am eyeing that deposit for when we get our train station down. Now, Satellite Explorer, we got to start fleshing out this place right here so that we can actually get ready to build our city, because you do need to explore all the different nodes here. I mean, we're going to get a bunch of water, one way or the other. Yeah, it's just a small aquifer, too. As expected. This might be a good spot for the expansion hub. Because this is really well connected. We got to use the rover to see what other goodies are over here. But yeah, that's not too bad. We're building up a healthy amount of power, which means we can build these guided tours here to help slow the tide here. I really don't want to ditch this one, but I also don't want to ditch the exploration satellites. But we I'm gonna pass up on this only because we're gonna naturally get this, and 2 of our cities are gonna be lava tubes, which only benefit from 1 point of radiation protection because they have 4 naturally. So I'm gonna pass up on that. I'm gonna take that because holy crap, that's good. And we'll take homesteads, maybe. We could probably ditch our habitation module if we have too many cards. Yeah, you can only hold 10 at a time. We can ditch that one. Now, the question again. If we do a manual explore, will we have... We won't have enough for the train station, but we could explore for some silicates anyway. Yeah, Kimberlin Suburbs is the one producing all of the silicates. So, and I don't want to do the overwork on Kimberlin Suburbs until we've like tapped everything, so we get the maximum benefit from that. Yeah, you know what? We're gonna overwork Cameron Salzburg. There we go. Oh, we do get the support. Oh no, we lost the support, but still, we got a whole chunk of resources here. Now, let's... So if we... We won't be able to get the solar panels next turn because we don't quite have enough tritium import capabilities. So now the question becomes, do we want to slow roll it? Because we're actually doing a little bit better with power. But I also want to free up one of my space slots in case we get offered another dream space project. And the sooner we get that cooking, the better. Yeah, you know what? We can slow this down to a 3 import. Because this is on a 2-tick timer anyway. There's no reason to rush silicates. We can let the silicates do their thing. Yeah, let's go back to importing food so that we can get our city going. And then we export the science. Although we could probably start exporting the water. Not gonna lie. Well, no, water, we have some high test things going for water soon. Yeah, we just need to get this city down. Alright, I think we're good. Sandstorm! Research Center, Robot Hub, and the Eco Homes. Fun. 4 Science, easy. Robot Hub, easy. Eco Homes, annoying, but easy. Alright, that was fortuitous that did not do more damage. What do we got here? See, this is exactly what we're talking about. We absolutely need this. No question. No ifs, ands, or buts. This needs to happen because this is a core victory condition, and tritium is one resource I'm lacking badly. So getting +2 tritium is going to be critical for us. We cannot turn this project down. But unfortunately, we can't hold it until next turn. Getting another... Well, hang on. We are going to have to ditch something, and it would be unwise to ditch the exploration satellites. We're going to have to dump the oceans. I hate to say it. That is a waste, but we need to... We needs the import mercury. Maybe not right this second. This is not a high priority, but it's still an important one. I will take this spaceport, keep it in my pocket. I might or might not play it. All right, we need to. We can build this city next turn. When's our satellites coming due? We need to explore it proper. It's unfortunately 6 power to explore it proper. I might use a high cooldown for our rover explorer. Because we really got to get that city down, or just eat the 6 power. Although it pains me to eat 6 power because we're going to be using power out the wazoo just to establish the city. Not to mention our train station that still is asking to be built here. But we'll get our power generation going soon. I think I have too many things. Now the question becomes, Cameron Salzburg's a pretty good candidate for the Martian Workers Association. Do I stomp on a power generation? Because we're about to get 3. Do I get a stomp on a power generation? No, because then that's going to set our city back because of the food. Right. Got it. Focus, Pinstar. What do we get rid of, though? I think I have to get rid of the spaceport. As much as it pains me to get rid of a spaceport, we don't have a site that is like earmarked for spaceport. There, temperature level increased. That's going to help us out. And a sandstorm. Oh, for feet's sake. Ooh, okay. What do we got here? Magnetic fusion. Yeah, too much tritium. Touring company. Nah. I guess we'll take... I'll take the laboratory, but I don't think I'll actually do it. Titanium and tritium. Oh, actually, I don't know if we have the tritium to repair it. Yeah, we don't. You'll have to sit and cook for a turn. All right, enable. There's our power production. Now, what's the what's the timing on 12 turns and they're going to be unhappy because we're activating the rover in the storm? That's a waste of the rover. All right, I hate to spend another 6 power, but I think it is worth it so that we can get our city built. And what is our new city here? Zenidar Lake, since it's surrounded by a bunch of water deposits. And yeah, we'll do the same sort of placement here. Capital goes here. We can clear out a couple of tiles. All right, so let's see. Yeah, the biogenerator can go right down here. It doesn't cause any adjacency problems. So that gets cooking. We don't quite have the science yet, but we do have this hydroponic farm we can put down. And now our food is going crazy. If we clear out another... We don't have quite the nitrates to do the cultured meat lab, which is unfortunate. But we did just drop 36 nitrates. Yeah, we'll let the rover wait for a turn so we don't get the -5 unhappiness, unless there's something nearby we can grab. I mean, we could grab these for the nitrates so that we can get the cultured meat lab down sooner. You know what? I'll soak it up. So we drop that because the GMO lab's going there. Cultured meat lab goes here. That gives us even more support. We are going to need to get some population down here before we, yeah, because we have one more building slot. That's going to be the GMO lab. And then we have to get more population buildings built in there before we can go any further. All right, let's reassess our stuff. We do want to get these exploration satellites online quickly. Don't quite have enough to just completely bang it out in 2 turns. I'm going to leave my my tritium deposit thing idle for a turn so that we build up the one so we can fix that rover place. Yeah, you know what? If we do one with a 4 and then the other one with a 4, that still puts us on the time on a poor timer. But you know, let's do it anyway. All right. We need to get that railway built before the end of her term so that we can expand out to tap and then overwork those different mines. Alright, yeah, I think... Oh, we can... Oh, we gotta do something with our... Oh, we gotta import something. Right. What do we want? Is there anything... I mean, nitrates are another thing that's... I mean, we're going to be tapping into more nitrates very soon. Actually, let's import some silicates so that we can get our growth base on there. I mean, it's not going to be enough for that, but it'll help for a turn. And then new projects. Yeah, I'd love an orbital ring, but nah. Waste incinerator is a good one. That's a really good one we can build in our new city. Once we get our food engine fully operational. And then, yeah, another cultured meat lab. We'll flesh that out. Alright, what are we offered here? Oh, or another hydroponic farm that we can instantly afford? Well then. Move over, GMO Lab. We might have something better than that. Yeah, let's grab it. We can do it. We can afford it. And I did get yelled at before for passing up a road paver depot, so let's grab that too. Because that is going to be useful. Alright, what kind of boonies searching do we need to do here? I need to figure out a good spot for my expansion hub. I want to see what this thing looks like. So you know what? We're gonna actually. This is more boonies-y. This ain't bad for expansion hub. If we grab some stuff here, here, and here, this grabs that site here. We can just expand into that. And then I think I'll have her just explore here. That gives us the extra silicates. It might give us enough extra silicates for the train station, which would be ideal. Although we don't have the power for that, no. So not quite ideal, but closer. I do want to, now that we're on 10 food, yeah, we're just not going to have enough. We're just not going to have enough stuff. But I want to import one food so that we have a plus 10 each turn. So we're on a 3-turn timer for food. Although if I build that hydroponic farm rather than waiting for the GMO lab. Well, the GMO lab will give me plus 3. 36 science. Yeah, you know what? Let's do the hydroponic farm first, and then we'll do the GMO lab right after. Well, the thing is, we need to get more population here before we can build more internal buildings too. But that being said, we no longer need to import food. Yeah, it pains me that we were just a little bit short on our stuff here. Oh yeah, that rover is still busted, isn't it? There we go, you're fixed now. And now we can go back to exporting our bonus. What do we want to import, though? So that'll have enough there. Let's import a power. Make sure we have enough power for everything. And we get a bacteria spread, too. Now, we do have our shiny new bacteria. And +1 titanium per turn if the zone has a city. Now, unfortunately, the zones with our city requires a +1 temperature locally. And our zones with our cities they need one more temperature bump to get that bacteria going. So I see that as sort of an end game type deal. So what we want to do is we want to continue spreading our heat bacteria so that we get heat level 2. That's going to be critical here. Although this one here, Sabia Major. Yeah, Sabia Major is going to get the heat bacteria. We're at +5 heat, 12-turn timer for our next heat bump, which is awesome. All right, not quite ready for the overwork on Kimberlin suburbs. We could overwork Zenadar Lake because it's producing a crap ton of food. But I kind of want to save that for our next one, because then we can get even more food. But, well, hang on. This is producing 5 food. So it'd give us another 5. Wouldn't quite be worth it. We need more resources produced before we crack the whip. So in that case, we explore. because we don't have the hand size to get all those cards. I still also am looking at this for our exploration center here. Large meteorite, that'll be useful. Alright, I think we're good. Oh, only we need to drop a project. Yeah, we get rid of this laboratory. I wasn't intending on using that anyway. You know what? I don't think we need the one-off power. I want the one-off food, just in case it helps the math work a little bit better. You know, we'll just start importing that. That's fine. Okay. No. As much as we're still in the negatives, we're in a better spot. Spoiled for choice, spoiled for choice. I won't say no to that. I will say no to that. We got plenty of science. We might not need to click her gain cards button, but I'm gonna pretend like we do. So we take the research center. Maybe we take the gas factory. We might ditch the gas factory. Okay, we can actually place our train station down here finally. When do we get our rover explored? Next turn. Okay, next next turn. So one place we do want to expand out to is up here. We need more power for the pit mine. Fair enough. But that's going to be huge because that's also going to roll over our nitrates boost. These corners here don't need to be claimed manually because the exploration center is going to do those. In that case, let's just explore down here. Maybe. Oh, we don't have any power for that. Gotcha. That used up literally all of our power. That's problematic. Because I don't want to do the overwork until we have the full thing. Maybe we do overwork Zenidar Lake. As much as, because I could slap down the GMO lab and it would be worth so much more. But we need the population for it. I don't want to leave one of her abilities. I mean, then we could click the urban planning button and get a bunch of free projects, but then we're going to have to pitch a few because of hand size issues. All right. Well, first things first, we're going to finish off this project. I don't want to do the power towards this yet. I kind of want to import power because we have so many things that are demanding power right now. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna hold off on that. We're gonna just do a bunch of power imports and a bunch of science. And all right, yeah, we're gonna hit the urban planning button, and we are gonna ditch that gas factory. What else do we need to ditch? Honestly, not much. Everything else just needs time and space. I don't actually know if this Martian Workers Association is going to play out too well, because I don't want to stomp on that. So you know what? I'm gonna dump it. Still need to dump some stuff. I don't want to ditch my homestead, so I am going to ditch one of the free habitation modules we got. I really just wanted the skyscraper. But we got to ditch more. I don't want to ditch the waste incinerator, because that's going to be very important to us. Oh, we could ditch the cultured meat lab. Because, yeah, we already have all 3 things spoken for. There we go. As much as I hate to do that, the +2 foods are kind of better. Restaurant district. Customized fund produces adjacent support. Oh, so this is just a super cheap place it in the middle deal. Ooh, electron beam printer. This is going to be critical in the end game. We take that. We take more exploration satellites too. Because, yeah, we already have something better. We take more exploration satellites. We enable those. All right, so we rover explore this one. Then we expand here. We expand to here. We drop our expansion hub. That gives us ownership of all this stuff and erases the unhappiness, which allows us to drop a viewpoint tower here. We still can't afford the pit mine, but we can get the little mini mine, which will give our nitrates boost, get that kicked in. Research station harvested. Now we will research station in time, and we got something, a wild card slot here. We can find something fun to do there. And we still have one more actual expand that we can do. I do want to scope out this slot right here. Although, what are we in need of, like, as far as an immediate thing? Actually, we are in need of an immediate power, because we can't clear the rock this turn, even though we have the food. Are there any spots that let us get a drip of power anywhere? That's unfortunate. Ooh, undo. Yes! Undo success! Okay. Yay, undo button. Yeah, because I want the population more than I want just that one thing coming online. Yeah, because we're going to need to clear 2 rocks here. We can drop the homesteads here. That gives us GMO lab. Now we're making 15 a turn. We don't need to import anymore. That's a house every 2 turns now, which is excellent. We need the power to get the waste incinerator. We have room for 2 more internal buildings. Also, if this picks up 2, like 1 here and then like 1 here, that would work out. I do want to see where this thing connects, though. So I'm going to satellite explore it. All right, maybe we'll see where this one connects. So we got 2 turns to do our thing here. So we want to prioritize getting these mines down because they'll be affected by the overwork, along with this large meteorite here, to get the extra science. Not quite as critical, but still useful. So we're making 10 power. This is going to take 8. This is going to take 4. And we need the silicates as well. All right. Well, first off, let's continue singleton exporting that to make use of that. We'll singleton import to that just to make use of it. We'll export to that. So we're going to need 12 power, 15 if we want to build this thing, which we kind of do. And actually, do we... Waste Incinerator does have negative adjacency, so we would need to clear another rock to build it, otherwise we'd have to place it down here, which nobody would be happy with. I think I'm just going to drip feed this. But yeah, I think it's really clear that we need to import as much power as possible, because despite our increases in power production, that's kind of what we need right now. And yeah, we no longer have any projects that are, well, we have this one, but we have excess science production. So that can pay for everything as per our original plan. Now we can overwork Zenidar Lake in good faith. And that's a bunch of food and actually an extra power. Oh man, we could do 2 GMO labs next to each other. That's actually kind of crazy, and I'm the kind of crazy person that would do that. Windmills? We could just do as a placeholder. It's not really a thing that I want to do right now, but we have an empty space that wants something done to it, and we need the power. So yeah, windmills. We can do windmills. It's cheap. Oh yeah, we have a bacteria spread. We want to keep pumping that heat. Utopia Major. Probably the correct answer. Unless... Nope, you're too cold. Serenium Minor. But Serenium Minor is its own one. Notice, they already have a bacteria there. We'd rather spread it to a place that has it. And now we're on a 7-turn timer for that. Okay, so let's get our mines built. Pit mine. Mine. I'm okay missing out on that. I'm really not. Actually, you know what? Windmills, because that's going to get doubled. That's going to get doubled. Is there anything else that we can claim and just resource tap? I'll rover explore this tile here. Ideally something decently close to the city. But I think at this point we can overwork Kimberlin here. Good production. Zenidar Lake can go reach out and grab some water. And yes, we can put that there. Waste incinerator for more power production. And yeah, you know what? If we move this up here and we GMO lab, because the GMO labs themselves produce food, they bonus each other, and then we do food producer, food producer. That's absolutely insane, but I love it. Oh, and we can put down another, well, next turn we can put down another housing thing. I do need to get the silicates up for Domed Park. Because now we're at a point where we're losing out on a lot of benefit if we don't do that. We do have a satellite explorer. Let's go silicate hunting. And actually, this will explore Aeonia and get us some silicates. Aeonia, kind of sucky. But there's a big silicates deposit. That's useful. I think we can stop being quite so aggressive in importing. I'm not quite ready to go nuts with the exporting of the power. Oh yeah, we're also blowing through our titanium like crazy. See, I'm glad I did all those early conversions. But yeah, let's get... So that's basically +2. Yeah, actually, we need a lot of silicates. Because we also want the train station in our new city. We have the nitrates. And yeah, we'll just keep letting the freebie tick away here. Alright, that's fine. I think we're good for now. And we used our thing here, so we used her overwork ability as much as we'd like to have done so. And there's the expectations. Luckily, we're in a better spot to meet them. Ooh, well, no, not ooh. This doesn't really help us out. This does, because we need one more thing to flesh all that out. Igloos? No, not, because that's a lava tubes. It already has the protection. Spoiled for choice, I guess. Not that I know where I'm going to put those things. Yeah, still have one more place to expand for Kimberlin suburbs. Like I said, I'm going to explore this area, see if there's anything nice nearby so we can grab it without any... We could also grab this, the sandstones, for some extra happiness. Oh, we're one silicate short. Well, no, we're not. We're going to manual explore that beast. Somebody get me a silicates. Right down here. A little tiny bit of silicates. Now we can build our park. And stave off the bleeding rather quickly. You know, if we wait a turn, we can slap the skyscrapers down next. That wouldn't be a bad thing. We can actually build our extra cultured meat lab. So we clear that out. It's not going to get bonused yet, but this is going to get moved up one. Oh, we don't have enough population to work it. Fair enough, fair enough. We will fix that soon. Yeah, I think that skyscraper's finally going down. How are we on? Do we need to keep aggressively importing our silicates? Yes, we do, for a train station. So I'm okay with that. All right, folks. Let's see who we got coming up next. Space Jesus or Flora? Neither? None of the above? Yeah. We're kind of turning the corner on support, so I don't really need his support boosting. And we don't really need the plants, but I guess I'll take her for the plants. Maybe we'll get an ocean project at some point. Maybe we'll get better bacteria at some point. Yeah, reduce the recharge time of all life form spreader buildings by 1 turn. That actually might be legitimately useful, so we're going Flora. All right, folks. So in our next episode, we're going to go, well, keep on keeping on. If you guys like this episode and you want to see more like it, go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button and leave me a comment. Good, bad, or indifferent. Your feedback's always welcome. So until next time, it's been Pinstar signing out. See ya!